Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning,
everybody.
man. We are back. Listen,
How you doing?
It's the Free Gems Podcast, episode 29. You know what I'm saying? Jesus.
We back.
Single
We
to
back.
my right. You see what's going on
Better
here?
than ever.
Listen, man. I just want to say happy fourth quarter, man. We got fourth quarter Marv in the back. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? We
sir.
at Bravery Studios out in Garfield. Listen,
Fourth
man.
quarter just started, you know. It's time to get in the game. If you haven't been in the game all year, it's time to get in the game.
Listen, man, if you have been in the game all year and you've been in the red or you've been just barely breaking even, this is your time right now. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, it don't even matter. Listen, you can be down 28-3. Look at the Patriots. I mean, don't even matter. If you down this year, guess what? You can always come back.
Yo, on God.
Always come back.
And not for nothing, man. This is the time to really lock in. The weather's shitty. It's been raining for a week out here. We in Jersey, for those who don't know. But in Jersey, the whole East Coast has been fucking destroyed with these storms and shit. Like, I was just back and forth in the air. Yo, bro, I've never taken so many flights through the storm. It was the freakiest week, bro. I was not feeling it.
The turbulence is crazy. Yo.
Bro, when your pilot tells you, like, yo, it's going to be a bumpy ride, you're like, all right, bro. But then when you feel like you free falling in the air and the motherfucker is lifted, like, bro.
That's how it was when I came back from Seattle, bro. I was,
yo, bro, I shit you not. Yo, listen. All right, so boom. So look, I go to I'm in Charlotte, right? You feel me? I'm walking through the airport, bro. This is on Saturday. I was in Charlotte like 3 times this week. So this is on Saturday. I'm walking through the airport, bro. I'm just chilling. I look up, bro, and no further than like really you are to me, damn near. Like maybe a step back behind. Yo, bro, I look up. And I'm looking eye to eye with Allen Iverson. I'm like, am I fucking smacked right now? Yo, literally, as he's walking by, I'm looking at him, and I seen bust down watch, bust down chain, bust down earrings. I'm like, oh shit, AI. I said that he's this close. Like he heard me say it. It's like I damn near whispered it to him because nobody else heard it. And I'm like, oh shit, AI. And he was like, hey, what up? Like he was on the phone. He just looked at me and just like,
the answer?
When I tell you, I had to like get out of AI's way. Like that's how close he was. So basically, me and AI's best friends is what I'm trying to tell you. Yo, bro, I literally was like, yo, that's Allen Iverson. I just said it out loud. The dude behind me is like, yeah, that does look a little familiar. I'm like, familiar? I'm like, Hall of Famer? MVP?
What? That was the Bible growing up.
Stepped over Tyronn Lue, AI? He's right here. No security, no nothing, just chilling. I'm like, nah, this is fucking freaky.
Yeah.
Yeah, that had made my whole fucking day.
That would have made what? That definitely would have made my day.
Yo, bro, I didn't want to approach him because I've always heard he's very unapproachable, and he ain't really seem like he was in the mood. Even when I just said, I was like, oh shit, AI. I think he appreciated that I whispered it.
Yeah, and then scream it.
Yeah, because deep down inside, bro, I felt like a little ass kid. I was so happy the rest of my fucking walk to my terminal, man. Yo, you had mentioned the Patriots just now, and it brought me back to some shit. Yo, bro, I just found, bro. Tom Brady.
Oh man, here we go.
Did you see the news?
Oh yeah.
His wife filed for divorce.
Oh yeah. She done with that. He wanna feel me. She done with that. He just wanna play.
He just wanna play. Nah, it's way deeper than that, bro. You don't leave the GOAT, bro. He got 7 Super Bowls. What the fuck is she talking about divorce?
The difference is
7 Super Bowls.
Listen.
7. But we don't have not one Super Bowl.
But listen, you gotta realize she got more money than him. Feel me?
That's cute and all. But he's Tom Brady.
But I understand
Bitches
that.
love power.
Agreed.
Bitches love a nigga with some power. It don't matter what you do. As long as you got some power, you could be anything. You could be the head at FedEx.
She's been telling him to retire.
Fuck that nigga.
She's been trying to tell him to retire for the last 5 years.
Well, but what you think? He probably on some semen retention shit and not fucking. Because that's the only thing I can see her leaving for. Tom Brady's not cheating. Tom could not be cheating. Wait, you think Tom Brady cheating?
What? Tom Brady left his pregnant girlfriend to get with Giselle.
Oh, wait a minute.
I think she was pregnant or just had a baby or something like that.
Tom the fuck out. Tom Brady's a baby daddy?
You didn't know that?
What the fuck?
He got a kid. Yeah, he got a kid before
Giselle?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
Get the fuck! Shout out to Tom Brady. I knew he was
his daddy.
I knew he had some good adjacent, like, you know what I'm saying, shit going on in his. Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Tom Brady
it was something.
Shit.
I don't know. It was something controversial.
He still went and got 7 Super Bowls. God damn.
Yeah.
Round of fucking play.
Nah, he's golden.
No, but now it makes sense though because this whole season I've been watching and I'm like, yo, it feels a little different. He feels a little different. I didn't want to say it was the age though, because I ain't gonna lie. I thought I was gonna say it was the age, but then the other day I seen him overthrow Mike Evans by like fucking 20 yards or some shit. I think it was Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, either one. He overthrew this motherfucker by like 20 yards. I was like, oh, never mind. I was like, he still got it.
He still got it.
He still got it. Never mind. Cause shit, I seen Tua trying to talk. Man, shouts out to Tua. I hope you good, man. We praying up for Tua.
Yeah, hopefully he recovers.
It's been a nasty couple weeks in the NFL. I ain't gonna lie, but we don't even got to get off into too much sports because I was just talking about Tom Brady as a current event.
But damn, she filed for divorce. But He was literally retired for like
40 days. It was like 40 days.
like a smooth 5 weeks.
He couldn't leave the game, baby.
Yeah.
It's like Ace Boogie with the cleaners. You know what I'm saying?
He was back home with his kids and wife. He was like,
it's like money.
Yeah, I can't do this. Or he was just itching.
Yes. Gonna love me.
And what I respect about Tom Brady is the fact that he's not in it for the accolades, accomplishments. There's nothing more he can accomplish. Yeah. There's nothing more for him to accomplish to elevate him even higher. He's doing it for the love of the game.
It's beyond
for the love of the game.
It's him, bro. It's the only thing he knows, and it makes sense.
Yeah,
like that's all he's been doing.
He's 45
since he was God knows how old.
There are people on the roster who could be his kid.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. And it wouldn't even 45. Be like absurd. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
If there's a 22-year-old on the team, that means he would have had him at 23. That's not absurd.
No, not absurd at all.
Most niggas in the hood is on their second or third child by then.
He's playing with somebody who he played with his father.
Oh yeah, yo, bro.
Or against his father, something like.
Nah, I mean even like Antoine Winfield. Antoine Winfield Jr. is on the Buccaneers.
Yeah, you're right. And obviously he played with
Antoine Winfield played forever too. He played till he was like 40. He was playing DB for the Vikings. He was nice on the Vikings. He was nice. No, he was nice his whole career.
Yeah, I know. He was.
But yeah, I mean, not to get off into sports too much once again, because I don't want to send our crowd into sports too quick. You know what I'm saying? We can touch on that later. But man, there's been a lot of news going on.
A whole lot of news,
it's a whole lot of music dropping. I'm thinking like Tory Lanez is coming outside. He's talking again. You know what I'm saying?
His album just dropped.
His album just dropped, and it did good first week sales, and I was surprised to see how many celebrities got behind it. Like LeBron got behind it, like a lot of people. Once I seen LeBron get behind it, I'm like, hold on.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, somebody must know something we don't know. We're like, they must know that he's gonna be innocent or something, because niggas like LeBron are not standing their hand out to touch nobody that's hot.
With that kind of controversy.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they could have a personal relationship, you know. They could also, they could have a personal relationship. We don't know how that,
But it's different when you talking about multi-billion-dollar entities. He got to watch who hand he shake.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying?
That is very true.
I don't know. It's looking a little weird, man. I don't know, because Tory running around punching August Alsina in the face.
I see.
I mean, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Listen.
There was a video. You see
allegedly. we go sprinkle that all over.
After August didn't want to shake his hand, he felt disrespected. Yeah. You seen it? I know you seen it.
Yeah, I seen the video. I definitely seen the video. I mean, I feel where Tory was coming from, where he just like kind of like all of a sudden it's like, whoa, I'm pussy. Like, what the fuck is that about?
Allegedly, it was a comment he made about
he said something about
Jada Pinkett.
Yeah.
Talk. All
it was basically August Alsina had exposed the whole thing, and Tory was
like, "You snitching." You feel me?
Yeah. So, you did told man.
Yeah. So August felt some type of way and didn't shake his hand, and
Hey man, it is what it is. But I mean, you gotta be careful, because that's a crash out mission, man. You can't just run around. You grown as hell, bro. You can't be running around punching people, especially if you're a millionaire in yourself and you got so much online, and then you're on bail. Like, come on, dog. Like, please, just be more level-headed. Like, to everybody out there, don't go around thinking it's okay to punch people in the face. You're going to go to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Especially at your grown age.
And that's your best case scenario, because you could get shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't get shot. If you're in certain states, a nigga could have shot you for that. Like, straight up. Like, what the fuck are you doing running around punching people in the face?
There's been a lot of news out there, but it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I've been seeing a whole bunch of current events. Like I said, the music. Shout out to Draco the Ruler. He just dropped an album. You know what I'm saying?
I seen that.
There's like I said, a lot of music being dropped. I still haven't touched the Nav album. Shout out to Nav.
No, I like Nav's album. I touched it. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
I felt like a lot of people sleep on Nav, and even the fact that he produces a lot of his own
music. He's very well slept on. He started off as a feature artist. You feel me?
Not for nothing, because I think it's just because he's fucking funny looking.
He's
fucking
image.
funny looking.
If he had the image, if he had the image of a lot of other artists, he would be a lot bigger than he is.
And shout out to all the brown boys, you know what I'm saying? Like, he called himself that brown boy.
Yeah.
I forgot exactly what his nationality is, but shout out to Nav and those people, you know what I'm saying? But Nav just don't look like what he sounds like.
No, not at all.
You would never think that's him. Like, if he just walked in
like a dehydrated DJ Khaled. Don't he?
Nah, fake.
Really
fake.
do.
Yeah, he's just more brown skin.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm talking about as far as his look, the beard and all that.
Yeah, yo, shout out to DJ Khaled. Every time I see shots and I see DJ Khaled and he's like 160 pounds, I'm like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah, like, shout out to DJ Khaled, because he really grinded. If you know his, like, feel me?
Hey man.
Nah, but Nav's album, I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, I still gotta tap in, to be honest. But yeah, speaking on DJ Khaled, man, I love the way that him, Joe, Fat Joe, and there's some old head, fucking 50. You know, the way they represent themselves, even to their 40s and 50s. You know what I'm saying? They still got that. Like when you see them, it's like, oh shit, that's them.
Yes,
you know what
yes.
I'm saying?
They still yes.
Yeah, every time you see him, it's like, oh shit, that's them. You know, like, yeah, like you said, like an OG. Because somebody was, I forgot who I was listening to. They were saying like, there's a divide in hip hop, and it's like ageism. You know what I'm saying? Like once you become a certain age, people ain't trying to hear from you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Or even what you're saying, what DJ Academic said, talking about the old heads in hip hop. Mm-hmm. You know, and.
Yeah, I called them dusty old. By the way, for context, DJ Academics was talking about the pioneers of hip hop are dusty old niggas.
And they don't have no money. He's basically talking about their wallets. And it's not about that, bro. And regardless, and who's to say they don't, because they're not riding around in foreigns on TV all the time. Who's to say they ain't go away and disappear with their money?
Yeah, it's a general statement, though. So I don't want to attack Academics neither, because I know he does a lot of shit with a comedic like undertone where he's just trying to be funny.
Nah.
You don't fuck with Academics?
Nah, absolutely not.
You don't fuck with Ac?
Absolutely not.
I fuck with Ac. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to Big Ac.
I can't stand him. I don't care where he's from, bro.
Oh,
See,
shit.
I don't care. Like,
it's not staticky.
Nah, it's not staticky, but like that don't mean nothing. Like, nah, man.
You don't fuck with Ac?
Nah, not at all.
You're bugging. Shout out to Academics, bro. He's an inspiration to me. I ain't gonna lie.
Not at all. Like I said before, like
he's an entertainer, bro. You can't take everything he says at face value.
But that's the problem. People who are entertainers like that, they do stuff for clicks, just for hot topics. You feel me?
Yeah.
And the way he got on, I remember him coming up, like all the clickbait he used to do. All the storylines and talking about people, you feel me? Like, I feel like he's like a male Wendy Williams. I never liked Wendy Williams,
but I mean,
because the way they talk, like, nah, bro. But it's mad disrespectful,
Ac
bro.
is like, I think just now turning 30, maybe 31. Bro, for an independent young black man to take the last 12 years building an independent media company,
understand
scale that to a $10 million plus Spotify deal, scale that into a network where all the biggest rappers are coming to him to come do interviews, to come, you know what I'm saying, to get exposure. Like he used to be, like you said, the clout chaser, doing things for clicks.
Yes.
Now people are coming to him to get clicks on their shit.
Listen.
He's a pillar in this shit, bro. You gotta respect that.
There's a difference between liking somebody and respecting them.
Oh,
it's different between liking their grind, and I like to use sports because it's relatable to everything. Just because somebody is one of the top players in the league doesn't mean I have to like him as a player. But I respect their grind. I respect their hustle. I respect how they got there. That doesn't mean I have to like them. That doesn't mean I have to be a fan of them.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
100% true. That's true.
Anybody who's in this situation had to grind to get there. He didn't just pop up there and get there. He's all independent. I absolutely 100%. And happy for him. I'm absolutely 100%.
Yeah, he's an immigrant, man. Shout out to the immigrants. You know what I'm saying?
He did his thing, but that doesn't mean I like the angle that he's at. That doesn't mean I like how he talks and
I get it.
And the way he just
it's the delivery. The delivery is not it for you. Like, I feel you.
It's
teachers don't.
It's not my cup of tea at all. The way he just be talking about people.
You know what it is though? I've been following him since like 2011, 2012.
I remember, bro.
But like I'm talking when I say following, I mean like I wake up Academics. Like when I'm bored, go on YouTube. Academics. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm on his page to brush up on some topics. I ain't gonna lie, just so we got something to talk about because he's so ahead of the curve.
But like I was saying, as far as the old head comment, man, that's very disrespectful. Like you a newcomer in the league. You a newcomer in this game talking about the pioneers. You can't. You're in no position to do that. You're not in a position to do that. To try to disrespect the pioneers. You don't know what happened to them. It could have been drugs. It could have been a bad contract. They don't know how to do business.
It's almost always a bad contract.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But like who are you to come in and say that? That's all. Like he does stuff like that.
Yeah.
Does stuff for attention, clickbait. You know.
Man, speaking of bro, T.I. and 21 Savage had a conversation. And that shit was so fire.
I didn't hear it.
21 Savage had he was saying thank you for turning down because 21 Savage, long story short, asked T.I. like, yo,
Grand Hustle.
Yeah, he was like, yo, they were supposed to do, I guess, business or whatever, but T.I. told him was like, yo, I can give you $500,000 because if I give you $1 million, I'm gonna need way too much back in return. I don't want to do that to you, straight like that. He was like, stay independent, keep on your grind, and leverage your catalog as you grow before trying to sign. He said, because he's like, I'll give you $1 million, I'm gonna need at least 10 before I let you go. And I'm like, damn.
That is real. That shout out to T.I. for that.
Straight like that. I'm gonna need 10 before I let you go.
That's the fact that T.I. understands he's in the game. He understands these new artists coming up. That's exactly what the execs are doing. That's exactly how the execs think.
Oh, the execs,
you know.
The execs
but the fact that I know, but the fact that T.I. that I tip my hat off to T.I. for that.
Yeah, and I love to see the way he was so clear and honest about it. And then Antonio Savage was like, "Yo, I appreciate it."
You know why?
Because then 21 turned around and got signed for like $7 million. You know what I'm saying? His first deal was crazy. Was crazy.
He got signed 16 right after.
Bro, these deals are getting different.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to fucking Future. Wait a second, hold on.
75 million, bro.
Come on now.
75 million for the catalog.
I seen 85. I seen 65. You just said 75. We're gonna go with 75. Listen. Future fucking Hendrix secured the bag.
Up until 2022, mind you. This is not even 2020 anything new.
That means he's keeping weight for you, all that shit. Yeah, oh my God.
But if everyone who don't know, he just sold his catalog.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
He just sold all his publishing.
Oh, you know what it was? I had briefly mentioned it. Somehow I veered away. I was talking about how I was hearing somebody have a conversation, and we were talking about the old heads, and I wasn't trying to go into the academic disrespect on the old heads. What I was getting into is the ageism in hip hop.
Oh yeah.
So with the ageism in hip hop, what happens is a divide, and we try to call the older people like, oh, they're old, dusty, they're irrelevant, they don't matter. But then it's like when you realize all the superstars in hip hop are 35 plus.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anybody that actually makes a move and like everything turns when they start moving. Think about it. Who's the hottest in hip hop right now? You got Hov. When he drops a verse, God did, everything stops. Drake. If I'm not mistaken, Drake's like damn near 35, 36, something like that. Future, 38.
Cole,
36. Kendrick, 36.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't too far removed. Like for real, all the super big names, they over 35. They're not in that young man's game. And I mean, they are in the young man's game, but they're running this shit in their 30s and their 40s. Like it's different.
And thinking about what you said as far as being older, you got to realize Hov ain't start rapping until he was like 26.
Yeah, right. Reasonable Doubt came out. He was 26 years old. If I'm not mistaken.
There's a lot of artists in their late 20s, early 30s that just started popping.
Yeah. You're right. Like look at Fabi's like 32, 33. He just started popping like 28. And then you got fucking the Baby. The Baby's like 31, 32.
When 2 Chainz came out solo when he left with Player Circle,
he was already like 35.
That's what I'm saying.
Shout out to 2 Chainz. He's a whole college graduate. Motherfucker was a Division I basketball. All that shit. Shout out
Titty Boy.
Yeah, man. Shout out to 2 Chainz for real.
Yo, you see Kanye out here wilding?
Oh my God, talk about it. Yo, how do you feel about it? I honestly haven't even given it no mind, to be honest, because it's Kanye. I don't expect nothing less than from Kanye than some unnecessary, wild, like random shit.
Listen, personally, I don't expect anything from him because I already kind of see the character he is.
Do you still love Kanye?
I haven't listened to no Kanye album since 808, bro. I've never banged with Kanye since 808. Never listened to it because I already know the angle he's on. I already know what type of time he's on. Personally, if you go through my playlist, I'll have no Kanye, bro. On God. That's me personally. I can't talk about anybody else, but
yo, I'm learning this nigga as we speak, son. I didn't even know you stand that strong on some shit.
Yeah, bro.
So you telling me you haven't listened to Life of Pablo?
No, absolutely not.
You haven't listened to Donda 1?
No.
I don't know about Donda 2.
No.
Shout out to Donda 2.
And it's funny because you know me. Kanye was one of my favorite rappers in middle school.
That's what I'm saying.
Legit.
Bro, growing up, you used to come to my crib after every Kanye album. I remember when you came home, you came to our crib with the graduation and the whole poster was out, and I was like, yo, that's so fire. That's what inspired me to want to buy albums after that. That's when I started buying the Gucci Mane albums every time they drop with you.
I've got a hard copy of all his albums up to 808. But for me,
that's only like 4 albums, but you're missing like 3 essential albums, dog.
But
wait, you got me fucked up, King.
Nah, bro, because like for me,
what are you talking about?
Because me, it's people say separate the person from the art. For me, I'm my personal principles. I can't.
So I'm guessing you don't bang with R. Kelly either.
No.
You haven't listened to Step in the Name Level once. Since when though? Because he pissed on Shorty in 04.
No.
So I know.
I haven't really listened to R. Kelly either.
Haven't really sounds like you have.
No, I haven't. I really haven't. I don't have any. But
because I ain't gonna lie. Listen, man.
But see the problem for me, and I feel like the problem for the community is that we don't draw a line in the sand. We make excuses for certain individuals just because who they are, and as a collective, if we want to elevate, we have to draw a line in the sand, and it doesn't matter who they are. And we have so much influence that we can't continue to support people like this. That's why we'll never get ahead, because we support people like Kanye West. Think about it.
Oh my God.
Yo, bro.
This nigga hates Ye.
Bro, did you
I
not?
thought this nigga loved Ye.
Nah, absolutely not. Did you see him with the White Lives Matter shirt with standing next to Candace Owens?
Right. I don't know who Candace Owens is, but I seen a profile.
You don't know who Candace Owens is? You don't know who Candace Owens is?
And it looked like she
you know
looked
who Candace Owens is?
behind.
You know who that is?
No.
All right, so let me
enlighten me a little bit. Candace Owens is a black woman though. I just found that out today, right?
Yeah, she's probably the face of black conservatism.
So Uncle Tom's.
Oh, she is the face. She's Auntie Tom.
Wait, that would be a transgender. She's Auntie Tammy.
But no, seriously. And she's radical with it. She's radical about the coonery.
She's radical about the coonery.
But honestly, I don't think she's real. I think she's an actor. I don't think she really believes what she says because a lot of it is really trolling, bro.
But like Skip Bayless be dead ass.
Not,
so like, she
but
might be dead ass.
if you know Candace Owens, she in high school sued her high school for racial discrimination. Wow. And won. Had the NAACP behind her and all that. Yeah. Ended up settling. And now she's pushing that there is no racism. Now she's pushing that that we have an inferiority complex. Now she's pushing that that it is our I forgot the term she used. So in high school,
the inferiority
complex is that like
I don't know exactly what that is, but at face value, that sounds like something I could definitely.
Basically, that our victim mentality. That's what I meant to say. That black people have that we're not really experiencing racism. That it's more of a victim mentality.
No, I'm not gonna say that.
But that's what she's pushing. But she's the one who said, did she ever apologize to her high school about her victim mentality? So her individual situation is the only situation of racism, and everybody else is the victim mentality. It doesn't make sense to me. But going back to Kanye, can you imagine if after the Hitler regime, somebody in a high power in the Jewish community wore, and he didn't even wear All Lives Matter shirt, wore a German Lives Matter shirt? Could you imagine that? Somebody, a high-ranking member of the Jewish community, they would have exiled him out of Judaism.
No, yeah, 100%.
But we stand behind this person, and we make all excuses for this person. And his comment saying that, wow, 400 years sounds like slavery is a choice. That's very insensitive to the people who are actually in the movement. What if somebody, a high-ranking member of the Jewish community, said, "Whoa, how many people died in the Holocaust? A few million people in that short amount of time? Sounds like a choice to me." You know what they would have done to him? You know what they would have done to them? They would have got him out of there.
Yeah, got him up out of here.
And going back to like I said, Kanye's comment with slavery was a choice. There was so many rebellions that we never heard of that never got as big as Nat Turner. Do you know why that is?
Why?
Because of us. Because how I'm for the loose term, I'm gonna say Coons operated back in slavery times. It was calculated. It wasn't something that just came about. Now there'll always be people that do stuff just for their own self-interest. Right. There will always be those who, as long as I'm okay, that's all that matters. I don't care about my kind. But how it permeated into the society of the slaves, it was calculated. In Johannesburg, Virginia, 1710. Right. All the slave masters got together, and they read out what's called the Meritorious Manumission.
Yo, bro, this nigga is amazing. You hear this shit, Mom? 1710, Johannesburg, Virginia. Let's go.
The Meritorious Manumission, where it was a set of bylaws. What they did is they got the slaves who they thought were the smartest, and they said, listen, it started off with three things. If you save the life of a white person, if you help a white person make money, i.e. Jack Daniels and Nearest Nathan Green in Lynchburg, Tennessee, who was the actual distill master
told me about him.
Jack Daniels. And and back then they used to lease out slaves. So Jack Daniels was the owner, but he was leased out.
What the fuck are you telling me?
And he was actually the distill master for Jack Daniels. Does his family get a piece of any of the Jack Daniels? No, but that's why you should get Uncle Nearest. Uncle Nearest, the family gets the proceeds for. But anyway, so we have make money for a white person.
Shout out to Uncle Nearest.
We have make money for a white person. save a life of a white person or snitch on your former slaves. Where do you think no snitching came from? Where do you think no snitching came from? It came from us. We stopped a lot of the rebellions that happened because of that. And then,
so you telling me niggas been snitching since slavery?
Literally.
Oh my God.
And then later on something came. They added on preacher. They added on preacher to that.
Because you're teaching the white man's
religion.
And
Yes, and preacher was the most effective because that's the only one where they don't realize that you're working for them. See, they have the white man in their ear, but they're coming back and they're preaching the word to you. Why do you think some of the biggest coons today are the preachers?
Oh my God.
Charles Colcock Jones was a man who had 3 successful plantations.
Charles Colcock?
Colcock Jones. Charles Colcock Jones.
Yo,
was a man.
He would have never survived this day and age in middle school, nigga.
Was a man who had 3 successful plantations. He wrote a book, The Religious Instructions for the Christian Negro. How to make a Christian Negro. So now they knew that they knew to use religion.
Hear this nigga?
They knew to use religion as a way it would basically anesthetize the slaves.
Anesthetize?
Anesthetize under an anesthetic. It would make them more docile, less likely to rebel.
Yeah, son, start a school.
Less likely to rebel. So it was something that was common knowledge, but he actually wrote it down in the book. It was if you type in on Google Charles Colcock Jones, you don't even have to type in the book and go to images. You'll see the religious instructions of a Negro.
Wow.
So this was part of the Victorious manumission. So it was all calculated since then. It's all about as long as my life's okay, I'm sleeping in the big house. I'm wearing fancy clothes. As long as my life's okay, it doesn't matter. So what I mean to say is that we have been the downfall of us since the beginning. We can even go back. We can even push forward to Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey in the 1900s. In the early 1900s, he was trying to create an international boat transportation system, international cruise system that was black owned. Who stopped that? We did.
Oh, how did we stop that? Shout out to Marcus Garvey.
The coons, bro. The FBI infiltrating. COINTELPRO. That's what counterintelligence program. We can talk about assassinating the leaders such as Fred Hampton, Malcolm X. We have stopped everything. Who kills us? Who kills us more than anyone? We do.
Oh my God.
We've been the reasons why we're not.
Right.
We've been the reason why we're not more ahead than we are. Do you know the Fred Hampton story? Have you ever seen Jonah and the Black Messiah?
I know who Fred Hampton is, but I didn't even listen to the story.
You gotta watch Jonah and the Black Messiah. It is on Netflix.
Oh, that was
Jonah and the Black
recent.
Messiah. Yes. You gotta watch the Fred Hampton story. It's always been us who always stopped us from actual progress.
My stomach turn, bro.
So to say an ignorant statement like sounds like a choice to me is very ignorant, and the fact that you would even say that goes against all the movements that have came before us. You see, when you say stuff like that, when you wear a White Lives Matter shirt, and I'm not, and Black Lives Matter, the actual organization is a scam, and it's okay to say that it's a scam, and the leaders use the money. Use the money that they got for it. They didn't use it correctly. But it's okay to say that the actual organization is a scam and also saying that the movement was good. Most things, they're not mutually exclusive. Right. So Black Lives Matter in itself, the leadership was steered the wrong way. That doesn't mean the movement was wrong. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, 100%.
So the fact that
the actual essence of what the movement stood for
absolutely
is great cause, but like you said, the leadership on the back end of the actual
actual Black Lives Matter
taking the monetary
they were scam artists, but that doesn't knock the actual movement.
Mind you, that's gonna happen with any situation where people are donating millions of dollars. Somebody's gonna skim something from the top. That's not mutually exclusive to the black community. It happens all the time. Look at Brett Favre. We can talk about that later.
Oh, absolutely. We can definitely talk about Brett Favre later. But what I'm saying is the fact that we in the community still make excuses for people like that, and still people who align themselves with individuals that are trying to stop the progress, who are trying to take us back. Even we can talk about the LGBT community. We could talk about abortion and women. We could talk about what the Republicans have been trying to do with not counting votes in black majority cities. This happened recently. This wasn't ancient history. This has all happened recently, trying to throw out black votes. They've been trying to do this recently. This is not anything that's ancient history.
Right.
But the fact that this is a man who's been on this side of the fence for years and years, and that we still follow and we still, we still buy his merch and anything he touches, and I'm even calling out his peers as well. That they're yes men around him. Just because he's so big and powerful, that the fact that they're aligning with somebody like this. So since the problem is, I spoke about this in our last session, is that the fact that entertainers are we put so much effort into entertainers being our leaders, and that if you look at any other communities, it's the community leaders, it's the government officials, it's the it's the business owners and the execs who are the leaders. Do you think white people give a damn about what Bon Jovi got to say?
That's a fact. No, you're right.
Living on a Prayer is their Bible. It is their dreams of nightmares. Do you think they care what Bon Jovi has to say? But we're not the majority. We can't move like they do. They move like individuals. If we want to elevate ourselves, we can't move like individuals. We have to move. We have to move like a pack collectively. And anyone who we put out there as the leaders in our community, whoever they may be, if it is entertainers, if they're not giving it, if we're putting stock in someone who's not giving us a return, why are we putting so much stock in this person?
Damn.
You feel like I said, I haven't listened to Kanye since 808s, and that's my personal.
The
that's
whole time, all I've been thinking is, this nigga still hasn't heard 24 Hours from the Donda album. This nigga is crazy.
I don't listen to none of that, bro.
Bro, New Again, Donda was crazy.
Nah, I can't. It's not about. It's bigger than that for me.
No, 1,000%.
It's really
and
big
that's why I'm like, damn, right. That's legit, crazy to me, because you're neglecting such great music, and it's all because of how you truly feel, and it makes sense though. Everything you just broke down, bro, was I couldn't even speak. I was just letting you go. I'm like, I don't even want to interrupt, because I just got dumb shit to say. You talking about some shit that was way beyond me, and then I was like, yo, bro, ultralight beam, Father Stretch My Hands. You didn't listen to none of that. And now we're never gonna get a Kanye interview, no matter how big we get, no matter fucking rich we get, no matter how influential. We'll never get a fucking Ye interview because you want to go on an 8-minute fucking segment of fuck Kanye West.
I'm not a fan. And then
it all made sense.
And then on the same turn, this year he's talking about, I have no say in my black child where they go to school, and now he wants to use the black card. That's what I'm saying. So you want to put White Lives Matter and rub elbows with Trump, and now you want to pull the black card now because you're not getting your way. White Lives Matter, right? White Lives Matter. So the white half of your children, they matter too. So I don't even know why you're trying to say that.
Listen, man.
Rest
in peace to any thought of ever getting cool with Kanye West. That shit is out the window. We ain't never getting no Yeezy merch.
Nah, bro,
we ain't never getting none of that shit. Tell you that much. That shit's out the window.
You don't see me with no Yeezys on.
I know, and I just thought about that.
Never,
that's a fact.
Never.
I just rebought some Yeezys.
Never.
God damn.
I can't. Like I said, Big Worm said to Smokey, it's the principality.
But listen to me.
I can't listen. For anybody else, I can't. Whatever they choose to do, but at the end of the day, we live in a society where we have too many Coon sympathizers.
I feel that, and I'm about to feel like one in a second. What I'm about to say is, plain and simple, it's like, man, I really feel like Ye is a fucking genius, and I don't use that just to say, oh, he's really smart because he made some money. No. He's on a different level, dog.
He is, I agree.
There's just people that are on different levels. With
I agree.
Every way that they think, the way that they move, the way that they fucking speak, everything's
totally
a little different. There's also something called like the power of presence and like being able to all that shit to me feels like a marketing plan. I don't think he actually 100%. I don't think he has malice intentions ever with the shit he says. I think that he knows how to have the Free Gems podcast do 20-minute segments on him because he can just say some shit today,
shock value,
and it's gonna be there for a yeah. And in the midst of all that, he could be doing so much positive shit, but we don't hear none of that. We're just gonna talk about this negative shit and how he said fuck Pete Davidson and killed him in a music video. It just metaphorically and shit.
But bro, you in your 40s. You that ass, bro. Like you a grown man.
I feel like we taking.
I'm talking about with the Pete Davidson shit. Obviously.
Yeah. But I mean, if you feel a certain way, however you express that is on you. We might not agree with it. We don't have to. Fuck what we think. He's his own person.
Agreed.
And we're just watching it from the TV, and we're like, oh, this nigga's bugging, and we have an opinion. But at the end of the day, does our opinion ever reflect the matter of what's really going on with him? Is he really gonna go kill Pete Davidson? No. I understand. He's embarrassing his family. He's embarrassing himself. He's doing a lot of shit. But at the end of the day, he makes that decision. He's not a fucking lunatic. He knows he's making that decision. He's aware. He's been in the public eye.
He's definitely a lunatic.
He's a lunatic, but every genius had a little fucking lunatic in him. Van Gogh slit this fucking ear off and kept fucking painting.
But remove, if this was anybody else, remove Kanye from the situation, everybody would be calling him. But if this was somebody regular, a stalker, he's crazy, you know.
Of course.
But just because he's Kanye West,
100%.
You're making that rant about him just because he's Kanye West and trying to bring his genius into it because he's Kanye West.
Yes.
That's my problem.
But that's very important though.
But that is
very important.
But I don't think we should let people off the hook based on who they are. I think we should judge actions and not. I think we should judge people based on their actions, regardless of who it is. You know what I'm saying? And not make excuses for them just because of who they are.
But see, his actions is what I get back at, where it's like, this is the dude who's been giving so many people opportunities, who's been putting on all his friends. He done blew up everybody around him, from Virgil to Don C to Taz Arnold to motherfucking Big Sean and everybody who's come through his umbrella, everybody he's ever shouted out, everybody he's worked with, the way he represents the bridge, the way he acknowledges how Nike did him dirty, how he acknowledges how Louis Vuitton and them did him dirty.
I remember that.
How he's been through that ringer. He's been through all that racism that's been going on. He's hosting a church every day. He's teaching people how to start their own community, how to, like, literally building towns in Wyoming and shit. He's building cities, building a whole different currency. He went and built the school. Donda Academy is a real thing. He has 4 and 5 star recruits that are going to Donda Academy. They are dropping out of school to come join a black high school that's owned by a black man, the same way LeBron James did. He took page straight out of LeBron's book, and God only knows.
It's in Vegas, right?
I'm not sure. I don't know where exactly it's at. But when you say look at his actions, nobody's paying to go to Donda Academy, dog. He's giving out free school. He's giving out free education. Like let's look at what he's doing when you say that. Look at what he's doing. He says a lot of dumb, wild shit, but I don't think none of it is true. I can't say none of it because I haven't heard all of it. But I take it all as a big marketing prop because he's big enough. He does one thing, bro. Imagine if Michael Jackson was actually outspoken. He would have died fucking 20 years earlier than he died. R.I.P. Mike.
Yeah, R.I.P. Mike.
He would have died. You know what I'm saying? Kanye is just on some like, man, it's 2022. This camera phones ain't nobody gonna do shit to me. He's willing to take that risk. He's willing to take that risk.
And that's the thing. He knows he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
And we won't turn our back on him.
Yeah.
And he does. And yes, all the people that came up under him, all the people he's helped up, he's done a lot for a lot of people. But what I'm saying is the rhetoric that he spews and the people who he aligns himself with.
Right.
The people that he aligns himself with.
Right.
The actions that they're doing.
But okay. So would you rather division or a conversation that allow people to live amongst each other? Because you can say, okay, he's aligning himself with these people, but who's to say that they're actually buddy and they're hanging out with each other's kids? What if he's just sitting there and actually having a real conversation with these people, and even if he shares some similar views with them that we don't agree with, it's still a conversation. He still comes from the community that we come from. He still represents a lot of the shit that we represent, whether we choose to or not. It just is what it is.
That's
we can relate. He's one of us at the end of the day, no matter how you put it.
Absolutely.
He's aligning himself with these people that we would never be able to speak to, and maybe he's letting them gain some perspective in the same way he's gaining perspective from their point of views. Do we say fuck that? Let's stay divided. Fuck that. We don't want to have a conversation, or can we look at it as, yeah, but he is representing us whether we like it or not, and he's in these rooms. He's in these rooms, bro.
I know.
And nobody else. You don't see 50 getting up there. You don't see Jay-Z getting up there to talk to Trump. And I don't know, it's because they don't want to completely, and they rather keep the division. But at the end of the day, that's all we're doing if we don't have that conversation. If he doesn't align himself, if he doesn't go step into the White House and talk to him, and I'm not saying he needs to be putting on the MAGA hat and he needs to be saying White Lives Matter, none of that other shit. That shit is all propaganda to me. I think that, to me, that shit looks like marketing. And why? Because it works.
It probably is.
Because we're talking about it.
Yeah.
It always works because he knows it'll work. If Jay-Z wanted to, he could step outside and go viral every day. Jay-Z didn't go outside. Right? Kanye uses that power.
Yeah, he does. He
uses that power.
Time.
Blacks out his Instagram. Shouts out all these racist motherfuckers that did him dirty in the music industry. I don't know if you remember that.
I remember that.
He went on a rant a couple weeks ago because he can. He's like, these motherfuckers can't do nothing regardless. I'm a billionaire. My kid's mom is a billionaire. They're white. I'm black. I got both sides in this motherfucker. He also shares that rare position where his wife is just as rich, if not richer than him. Just as influential. He has kids with them.
That's influential.
So whether you want to call him, you want to say that he has a wild perspective, he says wild shit. He has a very different perspective where he has billionaire mixed kids. So when he says white lives matter, his kid's white, King.
Nah, but that's
his
not.
His kids is half white. I'm just saying.
But that's not. But that's not where.
I'm not saying he's right. I'm not even really trying to defend him. I'm just trying to I'm trying to put some. Just throw some perspective out there.
I'm not gonna let you get away with that one.
I know.
I'm not gonna let you get away with that one.
I see what you're saying. I waited for that. I didn't want to throw the white kid. I waited for that. You see how I did that at the end?
Yeah.
You feel me? I tried to make a lot of good points. The vision, the conversation. It was cool, right? And then the white kids, you're not falling for that. I knew I wasn't gonna fly with you. I knew. That's why I waited. I didn't want to throw it out there. All right, listen. His kids is white though. But I'm just saying, his kids white.
His kids are white, but it's always. But if you always look at our movements, it's always been a counter to our movements. Who started All Lives Matter, White Lives Matter? Who circles with those? Who started saying that? It's just been a rhetoric to counter the movement that we're trying to do.
No. That shit to me is absurd. The whole all lives, blue lives, the white lives. Because it's like, yo, dogs, why are you counter-protesting the protest?
That's what
makes no fucking sense.
That's what I'm saying.
And
that's my point. That's why it doesn't matter what it doesn't matter the fact that the kids are half white. It's the rhetoric and the people behind who started saying stuff like that. I'm talking about.
But I don't think he really stands with them, is what I'm saying.
But it's not the point.
I think he's damn near trolling.
I don't think that's the point. But that's not the point. That's not the point. The fact that he's still aligned himself with people like that.
But you don't think?
I think we need to do for ourselves. I think we need to do ourselves. I think there's nothing that the country can do for us that we can't do for ourselves.
But listen, is he doing? I feel like he can do greater good with the attention that he could bring himself and the success and the money that attention brings. I think he could do greater good with that, even if it's on the backbone of saying some bullshit. How many kids do you think are really watching that and are thinking? How many black kids? How many black kids do you think are really watching that and they're like, yeah, all lives do matter. Yeah, shout out to Kanye. White lives do matter. But do you don't think more kids are probably in and around a family or people that are like, yeah, this nigga Kanye's tripping. They know better than to follow that dumb shit. Nobody actually nobody's listening to that and be like, to my knowledge, I don't know, maybe some suburban black kids. Listen, if you can comment in this, let me know if Kanye's stance had made you all of a sudden think that it's a white lives matter world and that's what's going on. Yeah, because I don't think he's convincing anybody in that. But what I think he is doing is marketing. I think he is bringing that attention to himself. And I think he can do greater good with that marketing than he's doing. He's always found himself pushing that.
I think it's a little bit of both. He's always found himself as the center of attention. He always loved himself being the center of attention. Yeah. I wouldn't doubt that the fact that he's trolling, but
you know what too though. When Kanye says shit like slavery is a choice, which is fucking absurd.
But okay, keep going.
When he says things like that, right? I think he's also speaking from another very, 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 very niche perspective where he's a self-made billionaire black man in his 40s, not even 50s yet. I think that gives him a whole different godlike complex because he's like, yo, bro, I came from this, the dirt, the soil, and now I'm this. I'm richer than countries, whole countries. I have more money to my name than entire countries, governments, all of that shit. How can you tell him? You know what I'm saying? He's looking at it like I'm putting words in his mouth. I'm not speaking from my perspective. I'm speaking from what I would think a billionaire is feeling like. Man, nothing limit me. So when he says slavery is choice, I feel like he thinks that he truly would have been that one slave to rebel and been that one person that would have rather died trying to fight than to settle down. That's what he thinks. And maybe that's where he's coming from, where he says wild shit like that, and when he starts talking like he's God, it's because like, hey, it's how many self-made billionaires have there been, period, then how many self-made billionaire black men have there been? He's one of them ones.
But
so he has a wild fucking mind. His brain is somewhere else. His confidence is somewhere else.
But it's also very, very insensitive, and he has to realize
it is.
He has to realize it's not about him. It's not about him, and you got to look at it from outside perspective. It's not about your perspective.
You're right.
And this is a man who claims he's so godly and Jesus, but he wants to call himself a god. But that's another story for another day.
I mean, it's like, bro, I don't know, man. I don't know where my brain is at, because you're right. I feel like you have principles and morals that you believe in, and then and that comes with like a closed-mindedness where like you're not willing to accept if somebody has a little bit of a tweak to it, because he could be religious and believe in God and Jesus and still be like, but I'm God. Why can't he do that?
Because that's not what the religion is about.
See what I'm saying?
That's not what it's about.
That has a construct, and now you come with a closed-mindedness but this is what that religion says. And why can't he switch that a little bit and add his own little flair to it, and it's okay.
But that's not what religion is supposed to be about. That's why I don't.
But you keep saying what it's supposed to.
Yes, that's
you're putting that fence around it and saying this is what it is.
But religion is not a religion, a set of rules and set of guidelines to follow.
But who says life has to be a set of rules?
That's why I'm not a religious person, because I don't fit in that box.
Right.
And a lot of people who think they do, they'll say all this. They'll go to church on Sundays and they'll still oppress, and they'll still do what they want to do. It just doesn't make sense to me.
But it doesn't have to make sense, Senko. I think that's what I'm trying to get at. None of this life shit has to make sense.
I get it. I get it. But I'm saying I think it's hypocritical.
It can be hypocritical.
Yes. That's why I don't
think that's wrong, though. Is that crazy?
You can't call yourself godly and call yourself a God at the same person. You can't say
Why not?
Because that's not how the rules of it work. That's why I don't believe. That's why
I'm neon green. Tell me I'm not. Tell me I'm not. If I feel that way, I believe that my skin tone is neon green.
Listen, why?
I glow in the dark.
Why do you think there are different denominations of Christianity in general? Because of money. The money.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I think you should definitely open up your mind to the idea that people interpret things their own way, and it doesn't have to make sense. Because if you try to make it make sense, it'd be like, yeah, but that doesn't fall under what this is about that he's preaching, and it's like, bruh, it's life. None of this shit makes sense. Tell me where the fuck we came from.
It doesn't make sense.
The whole essence of this world and this life we live is that it never made sense. And we spend our entire lives trying to make it make sense.
Trying to make sense of it.
And that shit, it minimizes the life we can live, because we're like, no, but I'm this person. No, but I'm that. And this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And this is how this is supposed to be. And supposed to. And none of this shit makes sense, because it could all be going like that. And none of that shit was real how you thought it was.
It's never real. It's not real.
Exactly.
But
I wake up and this shit is all a dream. Like, I don't know. So, like, I'm not about to hold nobody's feet to the fire for not making too much sense sometimes. You know, sometimes you're just a little fucking loony. You could be a little fucking loony, bro.
I agree. You're right. I mean? You are right about that. But I'm just saying that the rule, there's only one God-fearing, and now you can call yourself the second, no.
Yeah, no, you're right.
That's very asinine. That's what I'm saying.
And it's hypocritical in that aspect of, if you're saying you're this religion, but you're saying this, that makes no fucking sense.
And for the conservatives, I'm God-fearing man. I love all men, but then you're trying to oppress a certain group of people. This doesn't make sense.
Doesn't the Bible say something like God is within us, though?
Listen, I don't want to start quoting the Bible. I don't want to start quoting the Bible. I don't. This is not the religion segment.
Nah, shout out to Ye, man. See, this is what I'm saying though. Like, we could sit there and break down so much shit, because he's on so many different things that's going on. He is the culture, bro. Musically, fashion wise, pop, like just media wise.
Yes, agreed. But my whole premise is, in order to elevate, we have to come together, and we have to stand, and we have to become a collective. If we think of all the other minority groups, they're a collective. They're collective in how they move. I'm not saying everyone thinks the same, but they're all collective in how they move, on who they give their time to, on who they. A Korean neighborhood. Guess what? Korean stars start popping up.
Facts. Kamsahamnida. I'm not sure what that means right now. It's either thank you or hello, but shout out to all my Koreans. I took Taekwondo for like a month and then I had to drop out because we ain't had no money.
No, but how they move, the Jewish people move as one. They move as a collective.
Right.
And
that's a fact.
And if somebody inside of their circle isn't producing in their circle, or if their mind isn't with everybody else, then they handle that within themselves differently.
That sounds like they about to kill that.
Not kill, but
you said that shit. I was a little gangster, right? They gonna handle that within themselves.
No,
it sounds like they're not gonna leave no witnesses and no bodies.
No, but I think we need to start. We need to be in order to really elevate. We can't work like my whole premise was. We've all done this to ourselves throughout history.
Yeah,
we've all done
that
this
was deep.
to ourselves.
That was deep.
We've all done this to ourselves.
And it's things that we know. Like, yeah, you knew black people killed Malcolm X. Yeah, you knew there was coons snitching on the plantation. We already knew all that. But then it's like just hearing you go on that spiel for that long. I was like,
it wasn't an accident. Fuck. It's not an accident.
All right, fuck, it's never been.
It's never been an accident. It's been calculated.
Johannesburg, Virginia. Damn it.
Meritorious manumission.
God damn it.
So do your homework, everybody. Meritorious manumission. But no, seriously. It's just about us coming together, and like there is a lot of when you spoke about division, there is a lot of division in this country.
Right.
There's a whole lot of division in this country.
Right.
And I think we need to align ourselves with the people who are trying to better ourselves. And I know I attack Republicans all the time. I'm not even necessarily a Democrat, bro. Yeah. I'm more independent. They don't care about us neither. They're the best at doing nothing. They're the best at look like they're doing something, they're not doing anything. Yeah. They don't care about us neither. Joe Biden, as soon as Joe Biden was probably the worst candidate they could have chose. Yeah. Hillary Clinton was the worst candidate they could have chose.
But honestly, bro,
we need to align. We need to come together and align ourselves with each other, because that's at the end of the day, that's the only thing that can actually make changes, because I don't think anyone else can actually do that besides us. That's how I feel. And in fact, Kanye is aligning himself with people who are trying to do the opposite of what he's trying to do. And we're still elevating him to this level, and we're still supporting what he does. You know, I just can't get behind that.
A lot of the shit you just said made me think about. I was just thinking about a lot of shit just now.
I just can't get behind that,
because it's like, all right. Insane. The one I want to start off by saying, like, I think this shit is only gonna all make sense when we all realize that we're just one race and that we're all just humans.
Correct.
And just like,
correct.
Love thy neighbor. But this shit is all going to work. But no matter what, there's gonna be some type of racism, classism.
But what you have, that's a naive thing of looking at. You're not looking at it in reality.
In reality. Right. And that's what I was getting at next. And then the next, what I was thinking is, okay, what you're saying, of course, we need to come together in order to big each other up and keep growing, and then move how they're moving. Because, and then in a sense, it's like move how they're already moving. That, because once we come together, we're creating division no matter what. But that's what everybody else is already doing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so do you think, like, would you say that
it's like a division, then it's like an arms race to the top?
Did you say would you say the Korean communities? Would you say the Indian communities? Would you say the Jewish communities are segregated? No, they separated. There's a difference. They choose to do that. They choose to live
separated.
What we call it. We live in Teaneck. We live in Teaneck, and there's a Jewish section in Teaneck. We call it Hebrew Hills. They choose to live there. They choose to live amongst themselves. They choose to big up themselves.
Separation and segregation.
There's two different things. There's two different ways to
see what you did.
Big two different things.
Shit.
And there's nothing wrong with it. Do you see anything wrong with that? When the Koreans move in, they all move in together. They also open up their own stores and go to their own supermarkets. They got their own hospitals.
Just within Teaneck, you just made me realize, man. Shout out to our hometown.
So diverse.
We got Hebrew Hills,
yes,
which was separated.
Yes.
And then we have what we used to call the black side.
The black side.
And the white side.
And the white side, yes.
And that was segregated.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yes, that was segregated. The
shout out to, listen,
separated.
I want to give a big RIP and a shout out to Philip Pennell. He's the young man that died in 1990, April 10th, 1990.
They just did a special on that. Yeah, my pops was on it. My pops was on it. Well, he's a fan. I was going to post it.
Oh, yeah, shout out to Uncle Terry. Yeah, listen, we in there. I have to watch that. But listen, I just want to give a big shout out, man. People who don't know, you know what I'm saying? Our town has some deep history to it. Check it out on, I think it's MSNBC. They have a little documentary that just came out. Yeah, Philip Pennell. He was a young man, 16 from Teaneck, New Jersey, that actually got killed, unarmed young black man that got shot in the back at Bryan School, the elementary school. It's like a kindergarten elementary school in Teaneck, New Jersey, around the block from my mom's house. And that happened in the 90s. And I'm talking about they had whole riots for months. They were up and down the streets. Al Sharpton came out. It was a crazy situation, but we have so much history in our town.
We really
and ironically, that was on the black side of Teaneck. So it's crazy because you just made me realize the separation and segregation. It's right there in our town. I see it. You're so right.
Yeah,
and they won't sell you no property in Hebrew Hills. They won't. Especially when I moved to Teaneck in 2001, it was a whole different ball game. It was like, nah, you had to live on that side, and you noticed the segregation. You would notice it.
And
as soon as Route 4 hits, you see the difference in the houses, everything.
Before everything was desegregated, we had our own. We had our own supermarkets. We had our own schools.
Damn.
We had our own everything. It was second class. Instead of putting the Miracle Grow on our grass and making our grass greener, we hopped the fence and saw their grass was greener on the side.
Ooh,
that gave them
this poetry right now.
That gave them opening to discriminate against us. Why can't you wear black hair at certain at corporations? Because we don't own it. We thought that jumping over the fence and going over to where they are was better than improving our own.
And now it's, hey sir, do you mind cutting your hair?
Exactly.
You get this job?
Exactly.
To get a more professional look.
To get a more professional look. All that. It's all deep rooted. All professional. All deep rooted racism. Why? Who's to say it's professional? White people. Who's to say that my hair, the way it grows natural, is unprofessional? White people. Damn. And we've allowed them to, because we jumped fence instead of building up our own, which we had. We scrapped that and jumped the fence and went over to what they were doing.
Damn.
And now we gotta live by their rules, because now when you jump the fence, now you're living under their rules. Instead of improving our own, we wanted to integrate ourselves. And I'm not saying anything is wrong with none of that. I'm just looking at it. There's a blueprint for everything. I'm just looking 100%. At it the way the minorities, communities that thrive, the blueprint that they have. Right. They have their own ways of doing things. Right. And there's nothing wrong, there's nothing wrong with it. And in our communities, the foreigners, where do you think the foreigners come and open up shop and create businesses in our communities? Right. In our communities, we don't own no stuff. We don't own anything.
You go to the corner stores, the Arabic.
You go to the liquor store, it's Korean. You go to the dry cleaners, it's Korean. They come from overseas.
Yeah, it's Mexican and Dominicans in that motherfucker out here.
They come overseas with a line of credit from their country.
What?
And if I want to start a business, what business am I going to start? Convenience store. It's easy. It's all about convenience. And what communities are doing it? They're doing it in our communities. Damn. Where we don't own anything. They're coming in and businesses now. Are they doing that in the Jewish communities? Are they doing that in the Korean communities?
And then boom, here comes this Walgreens in the middle of your shit.
Ha! That's what I'm saying. Are they doing that in any other communities besides our own? No.
Damn.
No. It's all about being a collective. And we're not a collective. We think we think capitalism. We think individual mindset. When we're not the majority, we can't think like white people. Yo. We can't think like that. We have to think as a collective in order to actually elevate ourselves. We can't think like the majority. Like I said, where do white people care what Bon Jovi has to say? No, because he's an entertainer. He's not a leader in their community. Yeah. We focus so much on entertainment. We don't care about education or anything else. Yeah. That's why the entertainers are the leaders in our community. Yeah. Yes, there's certain people we shouldn't get behind. Yeah. But at the same time, I feel like that their views should be aligned with ours in order for us to support them. Damn. That's my whole case of this whole episode.
Damn, our leaders really are entertaining. Like, imagine if Martin Luther King played for the Lakers and had to score 30 tonight.
That's what I'm saying.
And had to worry about Anthony Davis now. It's doing up. No,
that's what any other community. The entertainers, nobody cares what they have to say.
If Malcolm X had to make sure he got this verse in by 2:00 so he get the album done. That's what these are our leaders. You're right.
I know. That's what that.
And it's but their main focus is to be entrepreneurs, businessmen, family men before anything. And then we're asking them to be leaders.
That's what I'm saying.
We're looking at them to be our own role models. These are the same. What the fuck?
And we care what they have to say. Yeah. But,
shout out to the Lakers.
And we need a whole education reform in our communities and everything. But yeah, I think we need to focus on. We need to shift the pillar when it comes. We need a whole. We need to shift the pillar of who we consider leaders in our community. Damn. And get away stray away from entertainment. Now, I'm not saying it's wrong with some of the entertainers being our leaders now, but we need to stray away from that and the actual community leaders, our business leaders.
And listen, that's going to be a perfect segue into our next episode because we actually have a community leader on the way.
Yes,
and listen,
yes, that's perfect.
Listen, man, we have a special episode coming real soon. It should be the next episode should be coming. We're not going to expose it just in case. But listen, man, it's been a fucking amazing episode. Honestly, we had a real cool. I love these conversations when we disagree.
Yes,
I feel like that's when we get to get going. You know what I'm saying? We had the little Kanye situation. We did a lot, man. I appreciate all the insight, bro. You always teach me some shit.
No, and I always appreciate your perspective as well. Because
I try to be as like open-minded and like looking from all angles to make it make sense.
And I like that as well, because I think that in general what we do is we have our certain way of thinking things that there's somebody else, and I like having a constructive conversation, because maybe it's like, wow, I never thought of that. You're right about that. Yeah. Maybe I can add that in with my own ideals, you know?
Yeah, let's go get a conservatism in this motherfucker. Let's go see something. Let's go see something. But listen, man, it's been the Free Gems Podcast, man. Episode 29, man. We want to say special thank you to anybody who's been listening, tuning in, you know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Marv in the background, Bravery Studios, you know what I'm saying? We in New Jersey. Pull up the Bravery Studios if you need to shoot your podcast and all other kind of content.
Absolutely. Shout out Marv.
New media room in the back too, by the way. It's looking fire. See what you got going on back there, Marv.
Listen, y'all about to see it. Y'all about to see it. We ain't gonna say nothing too early.
New setup coming soon too, you know what I'm saying? Listen, man, thank y'all. Y'all have a blessed day, man, and we are
out of here.
gone.